Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the flight deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the little cruise cinematic portion of this episode. And as you guys can see, we are around 55 nautical miles away from the point where we need to start actually descending and be at a lower altitude at Booth. So now is as good as time as ever to go down into our MCDU and start entering the destination data. As you guys can see, that's what our MCDU is telling us to do. Quite a few jolts in this aircraft today. It's pretty turbulent up here. So let's go into the approach phase and start entering some of the QNH data in here. So, according to the METAR report that I can see here, the arrival QNH is 29.88, so 29.88. Let's enter that in. The arrival temperature in Vancouver right now happens to be 5 degrees. So let's enter that in as well. Wind conditions. This is always interesting. The wind is coming from a direction of 080 at 7 knots. So it's a decent amount of wind and coming in from an odd angle. So we're going to have to see how we tackle that. Transition altitude throughout North America is going to be 18,000 feet. And the decision height for today is going to be, let me just pull up the chart real quick. It is going to be, let's refer to the minimums. Let me just check that real quick for you guys. Hold on 1 second. ILS DME is going to be 200 feet, so that's a classic decision height configuration, as you guys can see. Alright, so at Booth, according to the flight log, we're supposed to be at an altitude of 32,800 feet, so we don't really need to descend much. That's only about, what is it, 3,200 feet of descent that we're going to have to do. So yeah, that should be good enough. I mean, we're 46.2 nautical miles away from Booth, but the waypoints that come after that happen relatively quickly. So in fact, at land, we're supposed to be at around 21,000 feet. So I'm going to actually enter 21,000 feet in here, and we're going to start the descent right about now. So let's go manage descent, and let's put the vertical speed. Actually, let's let the autopilot systems manage the descent here. So there we go, we've started the descent, and let's go ahead and set the seatbelt signs to on. I've kept all the anti-ice systems on as well here. You guys might have seen in the cruise cinematic portion that none of the outer surfaces of the aircraft have accumulated any ice, and that's for a reason, because there have been plenty of instances and plenty of full flight videos in the past where I forgot to turn the anti-ice systems on, and because of the over-exaggerated way in which aircraft in the simulator accumulate ice, the entire aircraft basically looks like it's deceased or something. So I'm happy I remembered to put that on so that the aircraft looks much better now. Alright, so we're going to be descending through this pretty thick layer of high-level clouds here. So it's going to be pretty fun, and I'm going to let you guys enjoy that until we get to a lower altitude. So I'll see you guys then.
Ladies and gentlemen, also begin our descent. And in preparation for landing, please return to your seat. Fasten your seatbelt, putting your seat to the upright position and so you're treatable. All hand luggage should be placed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. At this time, only earbud type earphones connected into the aircraft entertainment system may be worn. After landing, we'll let you know when you can use mobile phones. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, only small electronic devices can be used for landing. Thank you. Vous allez donc vouloir rejoindre vos fauteuils, mais attachez vos ceintures. Laissez vos sièges ainsi que vos tablettes. Nous vous demandons également de ranger tous vos effets personnels sur le siège devant vous et un compartiment du dessus. Ainsi, mesdames et messieurs, souvent les écouteurs à boutons peuvent être utilisés pour l'atterrissage. Par la suite, nous informerons à quel moment vous pouvez utiliser vos téléphones cellulaires. Mesdames et messieurs, encore une fois, souvent les appareils électroniques portatifs de type miniature peuvent être utilisés pour l'atterrissage. Merci.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're approaching 21,000 feet. As you guys can see, we are in the thick of some clouds here. It looks absolutely menacing at the moment. It's giving me the... I'm just going to talk later. First, I'm going to dial down 14,000 feet here and go manage descent at about 1,500 feet per minute, because we want to continue our descent through 21,000 feet as at this waypoint. I think Basra or Bogta after that, Sebog, we're supposed to be at 14,000 feet. So I've just set that up so that we don't forget to do that and we continue the smooth descent throughout. But yeah, guys, this is giving me Helsinki vibes right now. Remember that full flight we did from Copenhagen Kastrup International Airport all the way to Helsinki Vantaa? We had zero visibility all the way to the ground. I hope that's not the case. I really want to see some scenery here, but I guess we picked a bad day to fly considering Vancouver's shrouded in some overcast clouds at the moment. So, yeah, it's been this way for the last, I don't know, maybe 3,000-4,000 feet or so. So this is a pretty thick layer of cloud. I'm obviously not in Vancouver right now, so I can't tell you if this sort of weather is accurate or not. And besides, even if I was at Vancouver, I wouldn't be able to tell you regardless because I don't live next to the airport. I actually live around 40 minutes away from the airport. That's where the university is. If you guys can guess the university down in the comment section of the video, I will give you a special heart and I will tell you if you're right. But I won't explicitly come out there and tell you what university it is. So that's like a little challenge for you guys. Also, we're getting awfully close to our transition level of 18,000 feet. So we're going to go ahead and set our local QNH, which was 29.88, which is set. As you guys can see, even I have set that on the standby altimeter display over here as well. So that is all good to go. And there we go. We're passing 18,000 feet, and we're doing a mighty fine job. So we're maintaining 250 knots because last time when we were descending into Gold Coast in that beautiful, beautiful flight from Sydney all the way to Gold Coast in that Jetstar orange livery. Yeah, we had to deploy speed brakes all the way and stuff like that. We had to deploy the lever of shame, and I didn't quite like it. So this time we're gonna be the tortoise instead of the hare, and we're gonna take this extremely slow and methodical because I really don't want to use any funky business, aka lever of shame, while descending. All right. We're doing a good job at the moment, trying to... Actually, we're descending a little too fast. We can arrest the rate of descent and maybe descend at only about 500 feet per minute. That's good. I don't know why the aircraft is trying this crazy descent profile where it's descending 5 degrees below the horizon. Yeah, the turbulence is intense today. Yeah, the seatbelt signs came on as soon as we started the descent, and even in the cruise portion of the flight today, there was heavy turbulence. So some drink carts and some coffee might have gotten knocked about back in the cabin. Hopefully the flight attendants as well as the passengers back there are safe. But yeah, if they decide to do something stupid, that's on them, not me. Alright, then again, I'll continue. And I will see you guys when we are below this layer of cloud, or when we have to start doing some more important stuff for our arrival, whichever comes first. So, see you guys then. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are now getting close to about 10,300 feet, and that is not the only piece of good news. We also have some visibility of the ground and terrain, so let's just go ahead and start the runway lights first, and then we're going to go ahead and see what we can see out of the window. So, the overcast clouds were only up till about 11,000 feet or 10,500 feet or so, and now you guys can clearly see Vancouver down below there. So Vancouver looks great. Can't really identify any major landmarks as of now, but there's a lot of scenery there. There's some downtown areas over there and stuff like that. Let's see what we can see from the left side. The airport should be over there somewhere, if I'm not... Oh, wait, never mind. The airport is over there. So I'll give you another hint if you guys are still trying to figure out my university, which I highly doubt you are. But my university happens to be somewhere over here. That's your hint. Now, if you guys still don't know where that is, you probably don't even care, or you probably just have better things to do with your life. So I'm going to leave you to that. Everything's good to go. We are now descending down to 5,900 feet. That's the next order of business. And then, because we're supposed to be at 5,900 feet at Bubble, that's the next waypoint. And then we're supposed to capture the glide slope and localizer and be 3,000 feet at Igvan, and then do our ILS landing at runway 08 right at Charlie Yankee Victor Romeo, or Vancouver International Airport. So we can also get the landing system turned on. We are currently 6 nautical miles away from the runway, but that's because the runway's right there. In fact, we can actually see the exact runway we're about to land, which is that one, 08 right. Pretty exciting. Alright, so the LNAV system seems to have been greatly improved, or the nav system as it's called in the Airbus, because it's able to follow these long-winded bell curve arrivals now. Previously, it normally, I had to take over heading control myself and fly it manually. In fact, looking at the FCU here, let's start slowing our speed down to about 230 knots, I should say. Yeah, 30 knots seems good. And just to check, our missed approach altitude for today's flight happens to be 6,000 feet. So we're just going to have to remember to input that into the FCU as and when we start arriving. So we're doing just fine at the moment. I have set auto brake low. Of course, Vancouver's a big, large international airport. The runway length for runway 08 right happens to be about 3,500 meters. So that's more than enough for low auto brake. We don't really need medium auto brake or anything, so we're good to go in that department. And let's see what we can see out of the window. Look at that. Look at that beautiful coastline over there. We have some trees. I remember going and watching the sunset a bunch of times on Wreck Beach and stuff like that, which was right over there inside this little fjord area. And yeah, the sun normally sets over there because that's directly to the west, right? So it's extremely beautiful, and that's the Pacific Ocean over there in the distance. Looks absolutely fantastic. And we're going to go straight, take a loop turn, turn base leg on the left side, and turn to final over there. So sounds like a plan to me. Alright, we can slow our rate of descent down. We're descending a little too quickly for my taste, so maybe 600 to 700 feet per minute should be just fine at the moment. Here we go. And we can also do some more announcements, so let's go ahead and tell the cabin crew to get ready for landing.
Cabin crew prepare for landing.
There we go. Cabin crew is now getting prepared for landing after hearing our very masculine and commanding voice. I need to stop adding my own little details and touches to it. Alright, 6,000 feet, 5,900 feet is where we are at right now. We're going to be doing this long-ended big turn. This is called, oh, this is isn't this a DME arc? No, I don't think this is a DME arc. But this sort of turn profile is called something where it's like a 5 nautical mile turn towards a specific waypoint. But yeah, we're maintaining 5,900 feet, so it should be relatively easy for us to slow ourselves down and stuff. So, yeah. There's also some sort of aerodrome over there in the distance. Those sort of lights are only rendered in aerodromes, especially in the sim. Look at that. Look at that little bit of light coming through the clouds and just shining on our right wing. Is the same thing on our left wing as well? Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that morning sunshine hitting, what is this? Is this Victoria? BC? British Columbia? What is this? Well, it has to be BC, of course. Vancouver lies inside BC, so... Oh, there we go. We're taking that left turn now. Very gradual. We can start slowing our speed now down to 220 knots and take flap 1 as well. Let's do that. And let's watch that beautiful arrival into Vancouver. There's the slats coming down. Wow, look at the lighting within the sim. And also, I know I made a big spiel about ice not getting collected on the surface of the aircraft with anti-ice systems being turned on at the right time, but I guess that has nothing to do with anything, and it's basically done nothing. So the ice is still accumulated on the engine nacelle as well as on the wings, which is extremely inaccurate. I don't know why Asobo just doesn't go in and fix it. They can just remove the icing effects for those of us who don't want it, but I don't know. They're being adamant about this one. I think it's going to get fixed in the next sim update or the world update, but it shouldn't have even taken this long, in my opinion. Alright. This is a very, very slow and boring turn. We are over the water, though. Look at that beauty. Very calm shores here. I can see the runway lights over there. There's the runway 08 right, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be runway 08 left. Using process of elimination and basic logic. See what the plane looks like from this angle. Look at that beautiful left glided turn. Looks fantastic. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys can see, approach mode is armed. We have the localizer as well as the glide slope captured. Let's get the speed all the way down to... Oh, apologies for that. I took the flap a little too early, so let's slow ourselves down to 190 knots. And as soon as we get below that speed, we'll take flap 2 as well. So we're coming down nice and easy. Glide slope is captured. Localizer is captured. Let's also set the missed approach altitude of 6,000 feet in our FCU here. And we'll go ahead and get the runway turnoffs as well as the nose light on. All the lights are turned on at this point, and we have runway 08 right in front of us. So should be a smooth arrival, assuming nothing goes wrong. Now, we do have a tailwind at the moment, which is bad. We normally want a headwind. We want to fly into the wind. But, yeah, with an Airbus, it's always easy because the onboard systems manage the descent in the best way they can, as well as the speed controls. So as soon as we get below 200 feet, which it's inkling its way down, we're going to have to take flap 2 gear down instead of flap 3 gear down. We can arm the approach phase as well, so let's see what we have. Yeah, approach phase is armed. Landing speed is 128 knots and approach speed is 133 knots, which is usual for this aircraft. So very close to 200 knots. Let's take 180 knots. Let's go ahead and arm the spoiler so we don't forget that. And yeah, I'm just going to take flap 2. Please don't start beeping at me. There we go. We're below flap 2 retraction speed. And we can take gear down as well. There we go. We're around about 8 nautical miles away from the runway. And continue descending down to 160 knots here. Here we go. And as soon as we get below 180 knots, there we go, flap 3. Continue getting the flaps down. Looks good. We don't have any icing effects on the wings at the moment, so let's go ahead and turn off all the anti-ice systems as well. I also got a chance to take a look at the taxi routing as soon as we land on the runway, so I know where we're going. We're vacating left, for those of you who are wondering. So there we go, slowing ourselves down further and hand over all speed related controls to autopilot. There we go. And we can check off the upper ECAM. So cabin check and flaps full. So let's go flaps full. And let's go ahead and do the cabin check as well. Sim is being a little stuttery at the moment. Yeah, I'm getting about 33 frames, 32 frames. Wow, it's really shuffling about. I don't know what's going on there. 36. Okay, now I'm getting a stable 36 frames per second. Should be better. All right. I have good visibility of the runway. I should take over manual control. I'll give it some time to get down to the speed here, though. Yeah, but this is mighty accurate. This is a very accurate Vancouver approach. All right, let's go ahead and take over manual control and fly this baby down ourselves. All right, autopilot disconnected, my aircraft. Let's try to maintain the glide slope as best as possible. We do have that tailwind that we need to keep in mind, so gonna have to stay a little high. Oh, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Look at this approach, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited. This is like the first time I'm landing at a home airfield, you could say. All right, a little to the right here, so let's correct for that. Beautiful. Still a little low here. Let's get right on the path. There we go. That's us being low, being represented. Oh, let's get a little bit higher there. We have 3 reds, 1 white. We want to change that. Come on, glide slope. Start coming down. Here we go. Let's maintain this. And there we go. Glide's coming down. Let's try to compensate for that. Here we go. 400 feet. Continue the descent.
100 above. Minimum.
Landing. There you go. Bit of a floater, but it's okay. We got it down. Reversers. Idle reverse. There we go. Look at all that brown texturing on the classic Vancouver texturing on the airport. Not a lot of grass we have here. Here we go. 80 knots. Slowing ourselves down. And I would have wanted to take that high-speed exit over there, but it's alright. We'll take the next one over. Alright, reverser is disarmed, manual braking. And let's see which one is the next exit from over here. I hope it's not too far. I think it is going to be a little bit far. That's alright. That was a beautiful landing, though. Perfect. Alright. Let's take this flaps in. Spoilers can be disarmed. And we'll take strobe light. Actually, no, we haven't vacated the runway yet. Let's wait about all that. Still getting quite a bit of stuttering. I don't know what's wrong with my sim today. Normally, I don't really get any of these performance issues with my high-end system. There we go. Let's take this left turn. We're going awfully fast. Here we go. There we go. 10 knots is the speed we're maintaining. Perfect. Alright, so weather radar can come off. TCAS can go to standby. And we can take a left here and backtrack all the way along this Juliet taxiway. Alrighty. Landing lights can come off. Nose light to taxi. Runway turnoffs can come off. Strobe light can come to auto. Wing can come off. And we'll wait to start the APU in just a second. We don't have to do that just yet, considering the stand is a little bit far away. But yeah, that was a good arrival, guys. We had a decent amount of turbulence on the way. We had those beautiful Alps and the mount. They're not the Alps, obviously, but those beautiful mountains when in the cruise portion of the series. As we were departing out of Calgary, which was absolutely beautiful. Then we had a lot of gusts, had a lot of overcast weather above Vancouver, which we got under, and we had beautiful visibility of the city as well. So overall, a beautiful flight and a great comeback to YouTube. So let's get all of these systems on the FCU all turned off. No longer need those. And just because we're good pilots and we care about the next batch of pilots coming in to fly this aircraft back to Calgary or maybe to Toronto or something, let's also set the standard barometric pressure on here so they don't have to do it. 29.92 is set. Predicted wind shear can come off. And we can also get rid of the TCAS system entirely there. No longer need that. Taxiing about 28 knots right now. Let's see what we see outside the window. Oh, can we do like an after landing kind of announcement here? Let's see. Landed. Oh, this is Finnair though. Apologies. Let me just play the Air Canada one, just for all the effects and stuff. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your baggage stowed until the fasten seatbelt sign has been turned off. Smoking is not permitted. Mobile receiving and transmitting functions may now be used. If you have a connecting flight, please refer to the screens inside the terminal or consult with one of our colleagues on the ground. Thank you for choosing Air Canada, a proud member of the Star Alliance. We hope you had a pleasant flight and we look forward to you again. Once again, welcome. Alors de bien vouloir demeurer assis avec vos ceintures bien attachées, vos valises bien rangées jusqu'à ce que la consigne des ceintures soit éteinte. Il est interdit de fumer. L'utilisation des fonctions de réception de transmission des appareils mobiles est maintenant permise. Si vous prenez un vol de correspondance, veuillez consulter les écrans. Vous adressez à l'un de nos collègues à l'intérieur de l'aérogare. Merci d'avoir choisi Air Canada, membre du réseau Star Alliance. J'espère que ce vol vous a été très agréable et on va vous revoir très bientôt. Merci.
Alright, that was a good English and French announcement. Adds a lot of realism to the sim and it's completely free, so I'm not going to say no to any of that. Again, this happened in the last flight as well. We have a little bit of grass here. I don't know how that got into the terrain mesh here. But yeah, this is the terminal we're supposed to park at, so I'm just going to take the next, this taxiway all the way and going around and maybe parking somewhere over here. But look at those mountains in the distance. This is what I love about Vancouver. It's a great mix between like industrial scale as well as just natural beauty all around. I don't really know many cities that have mountains as well as the ocean right there. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm proud to be a citizen of Vancouver and Canada, really. All right, so maybe just take a right here and park anywhere over here. That should be good. So let's slow ourselves down, and let's also start up the APU here. Don't want to wait for that. There we go. The sim again, as usual, I said, is acting very stuttery today. So let's slow ourselves down. Park right next to this aircraft that I don't know the name of. It's probably some sort of Middle Eastern airline. Or is it an Italian airline? I don't know. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, we should probably get rid of the taxi light here as well, but oh well. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Taxi light can be turned off. And let's continue going straight. Oh, I'm just completely stopped here. I don't know what's going on. Need a little bit of oomph. Here we go. There we go. What airline is this? Does anybody know in the comment section below? Let me know. Alright. Here we go. Let's go ahead and come to a full stop and set the parking brake. There we go. How's the APU doing? APU is at 100%. Let's go ahead and get the APU bleed up and running, and let's turn off the engines. No longer need those. Here we go. That's coming off. Oh, we get this little notification here. I don't know. I want to turn that off. That just kills the immersion, but maybe that's also going to come in future updates. Fuel pumps can come off, and we'll wait for the engine to get below 15% N2. Sorry, yeah, 20% N2. There we go. And beacon light can come off as well. Strobe can come off. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome to Vancouver International Airport. That was a beautiful arrival, and I am so glad I did it with you guys. I'm so glad I flew in my current country of residence, as I would be in if not for the pandemic right now. But yeah, this was a beautiful flight. I wish to do more of these. I tried doing some full flights with the 787 and the 747. They just don't work, and I'm a big fan of actually using the systems and the components within these large tubeliner aircraft, and I just can't, you know, fathom doing it with aircraft that have subpar systems. So Aerosoft CRJ should be coming out by the end of this month, if not March, early March. So as soon as that happens, we're going to have another aircraft to play with, as well as some of the other freeware developers are developing some amazing projects out there that I'm super excited to try out, such as Parallel Simulation 757 project, as well as the Fly-by-Wire team's A380, which is a long ways off, but I'm excited for them nevertheless. So when those aircraft come out, we're going to have a lot more variety on the channel, but in the meantime, thank you for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to give it a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that little bell icon right next to the subscribe button so you guys get notified after every video I upload. And that's about it. So thanks for flying by.